All right. Thank you all for coming in today. I decided that since I spend way too much time on YouTube, that I should probably just spend my time on live reacting to videos. So, the video that I want to react to today is Sha'Carri's interview in regards to her drug test. Honestly, my entire timeline on social media, specifically Facebook, is about Sha'Carri. Everybody has an opinion about what happened, what should happen, what should change as a result, and I do too. And honestly, I have like a broad spectrum opinion, if that makes sense. Like I understand how everybody feels. I get how everyone feels. And the decision that I've made about what my perspective is, I will lay out in this video. But first, I want to go ahead and listen to Sha'Carri in her own words talk about what happened and how she feels about it. So let me go ahead and cue this video up. Uh-oh. We're going to have to block somebody. Like Tanya TKO, welcome to the block party. Might end up being Baby Cat over here. So let's see if he can behave himself throughout the rest of this broadcast. All right, but with no further ado, Sha'Carri.
The stunning news tied to the Tokyo Olympics that we've been following all morning, man.
Yeah, Sha'Carri Richardson, the U.S. women's 100-meter champion who dominated at the Olympic trials, has tested positive for marijuana following that race. And this morning, that has put her Olympic future in doubt. Sha'Carri's going to be with us for an exclusive live interview just ahead. But first, more on Richardson's remarkable journey.
Block party! Pause, block party! Said I'm sorry about the block party! I'm going to go put him in the other room. All right, let's keep it up.
Could be a stunning disappointment for an athlete who's won the hearts of millions. With a blazing time and standout style, Sha'Carri Richardson.
I can't wait till her start get faster. Ooh, her start get faster, baby. She's gonna be the fastest woman ever. For real, for a long time.
Olympic trials, the 21-year-old Dallas native won the 100-meter dash in a blazing 10.86 seconds, making her the fastest woman in America. But now it appears her Olympic dreams may have been put on hold. A U.S. Olympic source telling NBC News she failed a drug test after her finals win, testing positive for THC, the chemical found in marijuana. According to her lawyers, Sha'Carri has been suspended from the Olympic team.
Okay, so really quickly, just for fair use, I don't want to let it stream too long on someone else's video. So I'll stop and mention, I don't know if you've seen the video of her talking about her mother passing right after the race. It happened right after she went and hugged her grandmother. We all saw that touching moment. But I like her. I like her a lot. I don't like her hair. I don't like her nails. I would not wear that. But I love it on her. I love the way she does it. And I love the stink that it's caused. So I really enjoy Sha'Carri. So I want you guys to know that perspective as I move into it. I am biased in that way, where I am a big fan. So let's keep going.
And her failed test may cause her to lose her spot on Team USA entirely. Her Olympic trial results were automatically disqualified when she tested positive. That means she won't be allowed to compete.
It won't be in the history books. It won't be in the history books. That's so terrible.
There appears to be an outside chance she could compete in a different event. What's unclear is whether she will appeal the test results and the disqualification, or how long her suspension will last. NBC News has reached out to
30
the USA
days.
Track and Field.
I think this is kind of old. We already know it's 30 days.
Captured the hearts of millions when
which what Michael Phelps had 3 months, right? It was off season, so it wasn't 3 pivotal months like it would be for her. But before I get into my opinion, 30 days is the answer. Oh, this is the interview that I was talking about. Awesome.
And after being notified of her failed drug test, Richardson tweeted yesterday, "I am human."
Because she is.
Chanel, thank you. And Sha'Carri Richardson joins us now. Good morning, Sha'Carri. I just want to ask a simple question first. How are you doing?
I'm blessed to be alive.
I know she nervous. Look at she doing her little sway like she do usually.
This is not easy. This is a hard moment that you're in right now. And I thank you for being on. And I know you wanted to tell your story. So tell me, what happened? What led up to this positive test?
Just honestly, I want to take responsibility for my actions. I know what I did. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm allowed not to do, and I still made that decision. But not making an excuse or looking for any empathy in my case. But just, however, being in that position of my life, finding out something like that, something that I would say is probably one of the biggest things that have impacted me positively and negatively in my life when it comes to dealing with the relationship I have with my mother. So that definitely was a very heavy topic on me. And
can I just say, I love this young lady because I love the fact that she started out by saying, I take full responsibility for what I did. Because regardless of the excuses, regardless of why, when, and how, the choices that we make are our own. They're not things that other people make us do. When you're backed in the corner, or when your back is up against the corner, or when you're backed into a corner, or whatever that phrase is, the decision that you choose to make at that time is 100% rooted in who you are as a person. So they talk about fight or flight. Fight looks a certain way for certain people. Flight looks a certain way for certain people. So the fact that she was able to own up to it, first thing, I made this choice, regardless of the circumstances. I love that about her. Technically, she did go on to make an excuse, but I think it's very valid. And I think that it's a good point to make. Like she said, she's human. She experienced loss. She was mourning. And let's continue.
People don't understand what it's like to have to, or people do. We all have our different struggles. We all have our different things we deal with. But to put on a face, to have to go in front of the world and put on a face and hide my pain. Who are you, or who am I to tell you how to cope when you're dealing with a pain, or you're dealing with a struggle that you've never experienced before, or that you've never thought you would have to deal with. Like, who am I to tell you how to cope? Who am I to tell you that you're wrong for hurting? So
I think this is a really valid point because she's a very young girl. I thought she was 21 initially, but somebody told me, or I heard that she was a freshman. So that would make her 18, 19, which is crazy young. And I think there's a lot of adults that don't know how to cope properly. There's a whole lot of drinking. There's a whole lot of alcohol and drugs going on. You can look at the music and see that encouragement. But I won't go that way. I'll stay on topic. But I think she's right. A lot of us don't know how to cope with that. And I think if smoking weed was the least that she did, I think a lot of us really can't judge. However, again, it was not the right thing to do and it was not the right choice. But like she said, she's human. And I think a lot of us humans would have made that choice.
I think just honestly, just leading up to that, dealing with my mental health, dealing with my mental as is with leading up to the games, every time stepping on the track, definitely expected to be a record-breaking time or something like that. So just with that, pressure in itself was also just another thing. With this actually been my first full professional career, my first full professional start this year due to the pandemic. So just considering all of that put together, long time, my agent, my sponsor, my sponsorship, my family, knowing within all of this stuff. So,
Sha'Carri, I just want people to understand where you're coming from, and tell me if this is correct. But it was a few days before your big race and the trials, you found out that your biological mother had passed away. You found out when a reporter told you, and it was after that
I'm gonna let her speak. But
ingested some kind of marijuana. But I should mention, you were in Oregon. It's legal in Oregon. You didn't violate any law, but it was against the rules of your sport. And as you said, you knew that. But is that what happened? Is that how this unfolded?
Honestly, yes, that is the story. I had an interview scheduled with my agent. I knew I was having an interview. I knew going to the interview, I was just thinking it would be a normal interview, and then on the interview to hear that information come from a complete stranger was definitely triggering. Was definitely nerve shocking, because it's just like, how are you to tell me that? Like, it's like, and no offense against him at all. He's just doing his job, but definitely that sent me in a state of mind, in a state of emotional panic, if anything. And still knowing that I still, even though I'm here, I still have to go out.
Okay. So I wanted to let Sha'Carri speak on that so we can hear from the horse's mouth. But did y'all hear that? She said she found out from a reporter that her mother was dead. Not her grandmother, not her auntie, not a cousin, not a friend, a reporter. Do y'all understand how devastating that is, and how lightweight embarrassing that is? Also, to have somebody know something about you that big that you don't know, and then also the guilt that could be associated with not knowing that when a reporter does, as the biological daughter of that person. Like, it makes you feel like you don't care. Like, I don't know the exact relationship with her and her mother. It's obviously strained, but for somebody to tell you that your mom is dead, somebody that you don't know, somebody that you're not close to, somebody that is not close to her, that really shouldn't even know, is just a testament to what Naomi Osaka was saying about interviews prior to her sporting events, right? When she said it, I really felt like it was unfounded. I felt like it was a little weak. I ain't gonna lie to you. I felt like athletes have been putting up with it for a long time. And what she said was, I felt like it was a little prissy, I felt like it was a little soft. But listening to Sha'Carri right now, the audacity of a reporter to tell her mom died. And that's where the media is getting completely out of control in this day and age. The audacity for someone to do that to her is just lightweight retarded. Oop, I shouldn't say the R word, but it's just ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm getting an Uber Eats request, y'all. But let's go ahead and keep it pushing.
And put on a performance for my dream, go out there and still compete to do what it is. So yes, definitely triggered, and from there just blinded by emotions, blinded by sadness, blinded by just hiding hurt, honestly. For the fact that I know that I can't hide myself, so at least in some type of way, I'll just try to hide my pain.
Yeah. The Olympic officials, the U.S. track and field, the anti-doping agencies now have a decision before them. Unfortunately, you will not be able to compete in the Olympics in your race, your individual race, 100 meters. But there is a chance. It's a small chance, but there's a chance you could go to the Olympics and take part in the relay. Are you hopeful for that? Is that what you're holding out hope for at this moment?
Right now, I'm just putting all of my time and energy into dealing with what I need to deal with to heal myself. So if I'm allowed to receive that blessing, then I'm grateful for it. But if not right now, I'm going to just focus on myself.
I like her so much, y'all. Like, I love that answer, because even though we know she's hopeful, we know that's what she wants. I know that's what I want for her. I want her at least, because like she said, she's an Olympian and can't nobody take that away from her. And I hate that it was literally taken away from her, like moments after saying that, like days after saying, well, it's been a couple weeks, but it's just ominous. Like, I'm officially an Olympian and no one can take that away from me. And then her score, her monumental, earth-shattering record-breaking race gets scrapped from the books. So I know she can do it again, and I know she can do it faster, but I want this baby in the Olympics. So I like her answer. Look, she got her chin up, baby. She's strong. She's saying, I hope God bless me with that, because she already knows she messed up. And if she does get to do it, it's a blessing, but she's not entitled. She's not entitled to be able to run that 4x1, and she knows it. And I love her for it. Look at her face. Look at her face right now. Look at that chin up, baby, because keep your chin up, girl. That's all I got to say. I'm happy about it.
What would your message be to those who are considering that right now, who are thinking about that, and to your fans, who have fallen in love with you and were so proud of your performance and maybe crushed just as you are in that moment? What would you want to say to them?
I'd like to say to my fans and my family, my sponsorship, to the haters too. I apologize as much as I'm disappointed. I know that when I submit a track, I don't represent myself. I represent a community that has shown me great support, great love. And to y'all, I failed y'all. And so I apologize for the fact that I didn't know how to control my emotions or deal with my emotions during that time. And when I would just leave with my fans, or I would just leave out there, is that, like I tweeted and said yesterday, I'm human. We're human. My statement, what I update in my interviews, I want to be as transparent as possible with you guys, whether it's good, whether it's bad. But when it comes to Sha'Carri Richardson, it's never been a steroid. It will never be a steroid attached to the name Sha'Carri Richardson. The charge and what the situation was marijuana. I'm not encouraging anybody to do it. I'm not saying, oh, don't do it or anything like that. But if you choose to do things in your personal time or things like that, you just should know, or beware of the consequences, or just know, or just find different ways to just cope or do what it is that will make you feel better. But sitting here, I just say, don't judge me, because I am human. I'm you. I just happen to run a little faster. I understand there's going to be people that still have something to say that don't necessarily understand. And I wouldn't even call them haters if they want to choose to show their character of a person, even after me saying what I've said, and putting myself out there, then that's just on you, your character, and you have to live with that. But I greatly appreciate being able to tell my side of the story. And like I said to my fans,
she must have a great PR agent.
My sponsorship and the haters, I greatly apologize if I let you guys down, and I did. And I just want to let y'all know this will be the last time the Olympics don't see Sha'Carri Richardson, and this will be the last time the U.S. Doesn't come home with a gold medal in 100. And I feel
Sha'Carri
lines up against me.
Sha'Carri, before I let you go, I think
I wish I could have heard what she said.
The lows that you have to deal with.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause it there. That's good enough. We all seen it. We seen the bulk of it, right? The meat and the potatoes. So I just kind of want to end it up by kind of wrapping it up with my opinion. And my opinion is that the decision is right. The 30-day suspension is right. And honestly, I think it's a blessing that that's all it is. Quite frankly, I think it's a blessing that there's a chance that she does get to participate, because rules are rules, right? We need to work on changing those rules. Potentially, the Olympics need to look at that a little deeper. But we got to remember, here in America, we decided that weed is legal, but everywhere else, that's not the case. So you have different athletes coming from different international countries. So you got to the rules have to be based on everyone's opinions. And unfortunately, it fell in the negative for an American athlete, where we have weed that's legal and they can partake if they choose to. I hope that we change those rules eventually. However, right now they do stand. And I love that she didn't make excuses. She didn't say it shouldn't happen. And I really love her for it, because I think she's a great role model for a lot of these kids out here, because a lot of people are saying she shouldn't have to deal with any consequences, like it's bogus that weed is a banned substance. I get that. And like I said in the beginning, I completely agree with that sway or that opinion in that direction. That's my first thought, is weed ain't nothing, no way. That's definitely my first thought. However, that is not the truth. Myself personally, I've been abstaining from weed because it is something. It does do stuff to you. And if anything, it does negative things to you. And as a sprinter, she doesn't need that in her body. She doesn't need it. Weed literally slows you down mentally. That baby don't need no breaks. You feel what I'm saying? So I hope that she learns this lesson. I hope that she just stays away from that drug, because it's only going to hold her back. And y'all, I have been your bright, shiny siren. Thank you for watching my first reaction video. I'm going to go ahead and deliver that Popeye's order I got. Bye.